Good Sunday evening. This is your Loudoun County Weather Outlook. Sorry it's so late in the day, and I missed doing some videos. I'll probably do more through the next couple of days. Tell your friends about it if they haven't joined, and definitely like and subscribe if you haven't. It's been a pretty mild day. Highs today got up into the low 40s in the area and melting a lot of the stuff that was on the roads, making that windshield wiper fluid definitely needed because a lot of spray has come on. We're going to warm up late this week, but first we're going to be warm tomorrow, then we're going to cool down for a few days. When I say warm, I mean relatively warm to what we've had. And then cool down for several days, and then warm back up right in time for the weekend. And then I'm questioning whether or not we're going to see all rain, whether or not we'll get some rain-snow mix or something this weekend. I think right now it's leaning towards rain, but I'm going to keep some options open there, and I'll show you why in just a few minutes. The next week, the Arctic is going to unload. How far down south it presses will really have a lot to do with what's going to happen. You see some crazy things happening on these models. I want to show you just because there's potential there for a very big East Coast storm. And depending on how cold the suppresses down, will be where that snow sets up. And right now, the models is a little south and east of us, but I wouldn't count on it. Anyway, we'll see how things go. So here we are, right here at the 540 line, which is the rain snow line usually on systems, although this time of year it's cold enough, a little bit lower than that, but that's cold, but not super cold. And so that stays kind of in the same general location tomorrow, so that's why we're staying pretty warm. But we are kind of cool, and cooling air is going to reinforce. Here's some breezy conditions coming in by your Tuesday to reinforce the colder air as it's high slipping down from Canada, bringing the cold air down with it. So we're going to be cool and a little bit breezy on Wednesday and Thursday. You see that? Thursday's going to slowly slack off. And then we're going to get on the other side of the high. And when we do that, we're going to see some warmer air kind of slip up here because this is southwesterly winds. So it's going to come in and pull that out. We'll have to see if that brings some fog or something with it. We'll have to do. This is a huge warm up here. This is southwesterly winds, really strong warm up. But we see things lurking here on the horizon with a big low pressure system, and we'll see if any other energy forms along here. It will. I'm just saying because I saw the thing. So here comes the energy down, generates a low pressure system, and this is where I'm talking about how things link up and how cold it will be interesting. I think it will start off as rain, but I'm not sure if it will stay all rain. We'll have to see whether or not this cold air can infiltrate a little further south, based on how fast these things go, how much cold air gets drafted down here. So I'm just saying next week it's not all written in stone, but right now it just looks like rain, then turning colder, maybe a mix at the end. And that brings the cold back into the country. I mean, this is a huge 1052. This is a major high pressure, bringing in the very, very cold air as we go into Inauguration Day on the 20th. Wow, is it going to be a cold Inauguration Day? It looks very, very cold and windy. And this is a very cold air mass. This is the coldest you can imagine. Look, it's causing snow here and in North Carolina and stuff. This is why I said we got to watch, because spacing, location, and how far this cold presses is all up in the air right now. But where it does press is going to be a boundary line, and there could be a low pressure that forms along it and quite a bit of snow on it. Right now it's a little further south and east. We do get into some of the snow. I would just watch. Stay tuned as we go into the following week. That's the big week of very cold, windy, potentially stormy week. And even another low pressure system forms late on this front, and yet another kind of coastal scenario. So we'll have to see how things pan out here. Then it may relax, and I would not be surprised at all if we see relaxing there for a little bit, maybe some rain, then back to cold again. I would say after, Thursday, things could get a little more interesting, and we'll have to see how things pan out. So that's what we see on. Now I'm going to show you the European, and again, this is just for kicks, okay, guys? This is not really the forecast overall, but I mean, here we go. Again, we're kind of warm tomorrow, but then getting colder for the middle part of the week. So it stays kind of chilly and kind of windy and breezy and cool. And then again, we kind of warm up towards the weekend. And then maybe some low pressure system's going to come through here. Again, it does look like rain. Maybe not as much rain, but here's a snow that's in the follow-up kicker storm. This is what I meant. We're going to watch Sunday, Monday, and exactly how things form, because the first wave could bring the colder air. The second wave could bring snow. Okay, that's fine, and that's really cold. That won't be a major amount of snow, but we'll have to see. Then we've got to watch. Look at how far this cold air is pressing down here, all the way to the Gulf. And this is cold enough even elevated down in northern Florida for snow or ice or something. And this is the European, and this is a 1061 high. That is just insanely high. This is cold, very frigid, cold air. I'm about to show you the anomalies, because this could mean temperatures getting down to single digits, if not below zero. We'll have to see. And here comes a big southern storm. I mean, that is an ice storm in Florida. I think it's a little further south than what ultimately will be. But a 1044 high is nothing to snicker at. If this ends up going a little further north, and my suspicion is that it would in this scenario, then it would happen to be coming all the way. But yeah, this is a little crazy at this point. And then that would be snow up into all of the south and in the northeast. So that is a big storm. I won't even show you the totals, but that is a big storm. So if it hits right, it could be here. And it stays cold on this thing, and here comes a follow-up wave. It actually warms up there on that follow-up wave, but then it cools us back down. So we'll have to see how things pan out. I just want to show you, this just is saying potential is there for something big during that week. We've been talking about around the 20th. And like I said, I mean, that first wave gets a 2-wave, maybe a little bit of snow, and then a big storm after. We'll have to see. So a lot of questions up in the air. Gonna be very, very, very cold, though, the following week. So let's see how cold. This is anomalies. This is how far below normal these temperatures are going to be as we go into the future. This is the European, which may be a little more there. So we see it's pretty much staying below normal. Here comes that first shot of cold air, again, through Wednesday, Thursday. And then we kind of warm up in the weekend, but not that warm. I mean, we're still, about normal as far as temperatures go, but still warm enough at that point, maybe as we go into the weekend, for, enough for rain. And then we cool off a little bit, and that's when that Arctic air starts coming down. Look at these temperatures. 46 degrees below normal. Not below zero, below normal. So if I was 30, it'd be like 20 below. So it's very cold, and this cold air is shooting our way. We're 20, 30 degrees below zero, and below normal. Sorry, not below zero, below normal. That is very, very cold. Very, very cold. 30s and some. Look at Texas going to get just frigid. This is not good. Texas has a very hard infrastructure when it comes to cold air like this. And that's just not good. And that cold air, sticks around. I mean, we've even got potential here. Look at this, 40 below normal. That is just crazy cold, y'all. This is, pretty far out there. We'll have to see how cold it gets. There is reloading of cold as well later, as I mentioned. Look at this, 30, 40 degrees below zero. I mean, below normal. This is just nuts. And then we kind of warm up. As I said, maybe then later we cool down a little bit. Not as cold as that shot is, though. We'll just have to see. That's the European. To balance it here, here's the American model. Again, kind of showing us the cold air. Don't want to get away from the reality. We're going to warm up a little bit, and then boom, the cold comes. And that is still very cold, but not quite as dramatic as the European. So I have to see. It's still cold. I mean, look. Texas is, sorry about that. Texas is really, really cold. We'll have to see how this pans out exactly. I'm not convinced either one of the models has it right. I do think there's very cold air coming into the nation. And we can have some of our coldest days. If the European's right, we're going to see temperatures get down to the single digits, potentially even below zero. Wind chills will definitely be super cold. Gotta watch it. Gonna be cold, for sure. The question is just how cold, and where does that low set up for an East Coast storm. Alright, that was a long Sunday evening video, but I thought I wanted to share and kind of catch up where we were. Just let you know this week is kind of boring in a way, but maybe some rain, maybe some snow in the weekend, and then very cold. Temperatures possibly coming the following week. Have a good Sunday evening and a great week. You're Loudoun Weather Outlook.